As we approach the last few days of Women's History Month, we want to introduce you to one woman who has quite literally had the world as her stage. Former United Nations General Assembly President, Madam María Fernanda Espinosa Garcés. Madam Espinosa was the first from Latin America and the Caribbean to preside over the UN body, and only the fourth in history. Currently, she is the executive director of GWL Voices, which is a coalition of global women leaders who are committed to improving humanity. Such an easy task, right? And she joins us now. Madam Espinosa, thank you so much for coming on the show. What a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you for having me, Lindsay.
You know, I just want to start off with, quite often, women in leadership roles are underestimated. Would you say that you observed that firsthand?
Well, first of all, the numbers are not right. You know, we are underrepresented everywhere, you know, in high-level positions in the private sector, in the public sector, in parliaments, in governments, in cabinets, but also in the international system. If only 4 women in 78 years of history of the UN General Assembly, but never a female Secretary General of the United Nations in almost 80 years. And if you look at, you know, we have done that report, launched just a few days ago. Out of 54 international organizations, 13% of the time, these 54 international organizations have been led by women. And 21 of them, almost half, have never had a female leading. So I think our underrepresentation happens, you know, across the board, and that's why we still need to work towards a gender equal world and gender equal societies.
Would you say that there are some ways that being a female is an asset when it comes to leadership?
Absolutely. I think that we have demonstrated that we can really do the job and do the job well in justice systems, as heads of state and government, mayors in cities. We can really make the difference. You know, we have shown time and again that feminine leadership really matters. During COVID, the COVID pandemic, the best examples were, you know, in countries with women leading, like in New Zealand. You know, if we get equal pay for equal jobs and the gap continues to exist, more than 20% gap, because we are female. If we close the pay gap, if we close the underrepresentation gap, the society wins, the economy wins. There is a lot of quality involved into that. So it's a win-win, and that's what Global Women Leaders Voices, the organization I have the privilege to lead, is working for, especially gender equal international system. And
when you talk about that gender equality, do you think that often it's society that puts this impression into women's head that we are not leaders, that we are not presidents, or is it women who inherently are limiting ourselves?
Well, I think, you know, it's all connected. It's our cultures, the way we grow up, it's education, it's stereotypes, it's prejudice, it's discrimination. And at the end of the day, Lindsay, it's a power issue. You know, who wins, you know, if we continue to have these gender gaps, you know, across societies and economies. In my opinion, no one wins, but, you know, some people, some men, but also some women think, no, that if you win, I lose. And it's completely the contrary. Our democracies win, our economies win, social cohesion wins. So I think that's why in this very special month for women, March, we continue to struggle, we continue to raise our voices. So it's an investment, but we have money. The world has money. And I think gender equality, at the end of the day, it's a political choice.
Thank you so much for joining us, Madam Espinosa. Really appreciate it.
Thank you,
Director of GWL Voices.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.